I quit my job back in January of this year, and to date I've been working YouTube full-time. If you would like to support the channel, you can do that very quickly. The entry fee on my Patreon is only $1. You can support me on Patreon, or you can support me on Twitch to support the channel and to keep it alive. More information is in the description box and in the comment section down below.
You don't scare easy. I love that.
On Friday, July 30th, 2021, I watched this film, and while walking away, I immediately thought it was not only a masterpiece, but visually, this is the best fantasy film I've ever seen, period. The cinematography is so overwhelmingly beautiful that it's as if David Lowery built a spaceship and took the cast and crew back to the late 14th century to film this magical movie. With the strange opening one take, with the building burning in the background, to the opening credits against bright light and snow flurries, to jaw-dropping shots of castles with awe-inspiring clouds swirling in the background, this film has clawed its way inside my skull, and its images, in an insect way, have nestled across my imagination. I can't get it out, though I not need to. The opening scene where we zoom in on Dev Patel as a crown lowers impossibly onto his head and his skull turns on fire. The VFX work and overall color palette in this film is off the charts, spellbinding. The only times I spotted CGI was mostly with the fox and the surreal moment with the giants that bent my mind, especially as the fox communicated with them. It is beyond impressive that most of the effects in this film appear to be practical, making the magic in the film seem shockingly real and convincing. I wish more films would blend CGI with practical and lean more so on practical effects like this film does, because it makes the world feel so real, like something you could reach out, touch, and feel. Because of the hypnotic imagery, the trance-inducing nature of the music and overall audio, and because of the deep dream logic injected into the narrative, and because I've never read the source material, and because of the highly ambiguous nature of the film, I'm not going to pretend I understood this film 100%. Not all art is designed to be immediately understood. Some, like this film, is more so meant to be felt. It's an experience above anything else. Tenet, or Inland Empire, or I'm Thinking of Ending Things. These are films that aren't meant to be 100% understood after one viewing, and The Green Knight is very similar in that regard. But this is my interpretation of this mysterious tale. I think this movie is about Dev Patel's character struggling with maturity and finding his own true self-identity and courage. When we first meet him, he is overconfident and nowhere near ready to become a knight, though he would certainly argue otherwise. When the Green Knight arrives for the Christmas game and explains the rules, it always sends chills when the king was like, "You can engage in the game, but do you understand the rules?" And Dev Patel is like, "Yeah, I think I do. This is just a game, right?" He should have known better and realized this may be a game, but this isn't Nintendo, son. This is the ancient beheading game. When the ultra-eerie Green Knight shows up, easily the most dazzling and thought-provoking looking character of the year so far, and has his head cut off by the bewildered Dev Patel, him stating 1 year and riding off laughing maniacally is next-level haunting. Almost horror film-like in execution. This isn't just a game? In a year's time, is Dev Patel really going to have no choice but to travel far and wide to find the Green Knight and be beheaded? The level of suspense builds and builds as Dev sets out on his quest to find the Green Knight, and it's one for the ages. thanks to the technical wizardry of the VFX and camera work in this film. The shot of Dev leaving the castle to begin his adventure, done in one take, is extraordinary. This feels like true fantasy. Him being betrayed by a scavenger is heartbreaking and beyond tense. The scene where the camera spins and the environment ages radically before your eyes and Dev Patel is reduced to a skeleton against a tree is unbelievably convincing visually. The shots of him barely surviving in the middle of nowhere with the fox is so moving. He's just totally in over his head and you feel for him. The sequence where he meets a ghost is especially mesmerizing. There are shots and usage of color that blew me away. The sequence at the castle with Joel Edgerton really inflames my imagination. What was up with the shot of the bear? When Dev and Joel kiss, is this acknowledging the moment where that Essel-looking character gets to Dev sexually? Because after she does, she creepily states something equivalent to, "You are no knight." I feel this is where not only Sir Gawain fails his whole mission, this is where we learn he was never going to become a perfect heroic knight at all, as well. When he finally reaches the Green Knight at the end, he sees his whole life flash before his eyes, and he realizes the man he was going to become is not one that would be remembered for honor and glory, not someone who was a true knight. When we see Dev Patel's severed head roll across the ground and then bang, we cut back to him kneeling before the Green Knight. It's as if finally, in this moment, he finally becomes a true knight. He removes the green cloth from around his waist that his mother gave him and throws it away. And honestly, the ghost, the fox, I think his mother was speaking to him from afar, supernaturally, throughout the whole movie. And when he's finally ready to be beheaded properly, this is my favorite scene because, again, he has finally become a true knight here. The Green Knight creepily smiles and states, "Well done, my brave knight. Now, off with your head." This ending sent goosebumps through my whole body because Sir Gawain's story comes full circle. How far would you go for greatness? How much would you be willing to sacrifice? The performances are fantastic all around. Dev Patel is monumental, and visually and storytelling-wise, this movie is a knockout win from David Lowery. Dense and rich with meaning and adventure. The fact that a tale from centuries ago is still entertaining as all hell is simply extraordinary. 10 out of 10.